Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Thank you very much for joining me. Our patient is a motherboard. I didn't even check, the customer did say what the model was and what it is, but I don't see it actually printed on the board. This is, as you can see, relatively custom board, very custom. Check out the connectivity. Right, we got a couple USBs, couple USB-Cs, crap load of network adapters, and HDMI, and the button here. This looks like DC jack, but not the regular one, the tiny one. PCI Express in this direction, the full one. Half. This looks like, no, this looks like, yeah, probably half. This is times 4. Going in this direction. The ATX power comes through the back with the 8-pin connector for the CPU. The socket is 1151, which looks like this, horribly mangled. And for memory sticks, here we have 4 of these network adapters, and this is probably an output stage for them. Going to the ports. That's probably what it is. So very interesting board for this age, because 1151, that's a relatively old socket, but we have VRMs instead of transistors. So this is like very modern design from a while ago. Very high end, and we can connect 2 SSDs to it. So I'm not sure whether it is actually old, but I would guess so, because 1151 socket, right? Now this needs to come out because these are plastic pegs, and if you leave them in, they will melt and they will no longer hold. And that and that reveals our PCH over here. Very tiny PCH, not. I mean, that may be slightly smaller than the usual. And there's also an interesting chip over here. I'm not sure what that is for. No idea. I've actually never seen this chip on any motherboards. The battery is installed in this direction, also pretty unusual. That's what panel or TPM. Is there TPM header on it? I think this one is a panel, not a TPM, and I do believe that this board has no TPM. At least I don't see it, so that would definitely prove that it is rather older board. So what is the challenge here? Normally we preheat to 210 from the bottom. I've been contemplating on that, and I'm thinking, isn't 210 a bit too high? Because this is the temperature of the board, not the heater. And at the top, we use 190, 195. We don't want to go above 200, if possible. Sometimes you have to go to even 220. You gotta do what you gotta do. But I've noticed that on some boards, I don't know which ones, but when cleaning my machine, I noticed few SMD caps at the bottom. Well, 210 at the bottom, that is a temperature of solder melting. It could, especially on the cap. Caps don't need a lot of temperature because they don't have a lot of mass, so they can dislodge. So I'm contemplating whether 210 is even a good temperature for the bottom. Yeah, it does work. It's easier because you don't want to break the board, you don't want to pull any pads or anything, so the high heat on the board is definitely good. But are we sacrificing something else for that temperature? Before I used to use 160, then even 180, but I was convinced by an expert to go to even 220. But he does mainly chips, not sockets, and mainly on the boards like Xboxes and stuff like that. So maybe I should drop on this one. Definitely we get a drop because all this plastic. So this is our socket here and all the plastic parts over here. So we're gonna do 160 at the bottom. The humidity is 60%. it's very humid in Atlanta at the moment. The humidity will drop later today, but I can't wait, so let's place it on the preheater. Let's dry it. I'm gonna also dry it with the hot air, or basically the hair dryer, and we're gonna try to do it. So let's do it.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Alrighty, pretty much everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. So, well, the socket looks good. It's aligned. Every corner is holding. There's no play, no movement, no nothing. I think it is soldered on well. I put a lot of flux because I couldn't see it drop. But with 1150, actually this is 1200. I said 1151. They are physically the same. The socket is exactly the same, the size is the same, but the pinout is different between 1200 and 1151, so those little notches are in different place, so you cannot put 1151 CPU in a 1200 socket, even though the size is exactly the same. Anyways, the socket, as you saw, wouldn't let loose at 195, at 200, at 205, at 215. We had to go to 220, but that is mainly the result of bottom temperature being at 180 maximum. I couldn't go above because we would have melted these. That means that we had to put a lot more temperature from the top. The board didn't flex that much, and now it's still pretty warm. So if it's still warm, it might be bulged. You will see a little bulging, but when it goes back to the room temperature, it should go back to the original shape. But this one is already flat, nice and flat, no deformation. So that's good. I like that. But especially on the ground is at the top over here, that wouldn't let loose. And finally it did, but when I removed it, and I even showed it to you, there was unreasonably a lot of solder on those ground pins. So I thought, well, looks like I pulled the pad off the board, which happens. But no, I didn't. After cleaning, I inspected every single pin. Every single pin was fine. Also, with lower preheating temperature, it's a lot more difficult to clean it. So you may have noticed that I spent a lot of time cleaning it, way more than I usually do. Then, Rework Pro, this is a new version that I released last night. If you noticed, you might want to think about updating. You can always hit the skip button, and I think at every run it'll ask you whether, but no, maybe not. Maybe if you hit skip, you're just going to skip this version. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe it's just a niche problem because I was restarting, and finally something, it just got in a deadlock. This is a highly multi-threaded application, so it's very easy to find the race conditions and stuff like that. I always work on these, and I always read the code and try to find the race conditions and that kind of stuff. But there's still some kind of bug. I couldn't reproduce it afterwards, but I reproduced it once. I could also blame my computer because it's like kind of slow. It's a laptop, so maybe on a better machine it'll work better. But there might be an issue. And finally, the top fan broke. Why did it break? Here's the problem with the machine. That's the problem of the design of this machine. If I use it without the top fan, as you should, then everything gets hot. So if the socket releases when I need it to release, so like 10-15 minutes of heating, that's fine. Then I turn on the fan, and it's cooling down until I clean the board and prep it for the next run. Then I do the next run. I turn off the fan, do the next run, then finish, turn on the fan, and cool it down. But since I had to do so many cycles, it couldn't take the heat. The fan couldn't take the heat, and it broke. So now I have to fix the fan on the machine. But I'll see if I can modify it somehow, because I don't know why this fan is not installed on the side and just blowing this way or this way, because the heat will always go up and we're pushing cold air in there, so it doesn't make sense to me. This is just bad design. So we'll see if we can improve it somehow. But that's it. Well, it does seem like it should be good. We'll see. We'll send it back to the customer, and we'll probably hear back whether it's working or not. Hopefully it is. But that'll do for now. We're gonna call it a success because the board didn't bubble, it didn't popcorn, the socket didn't melt, we didn't pull any pads. So as far as the procedure goes, this was successful, right? But we don't know if the board is gonna work. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I shall see you in the next one.